All right, I'd like to call this meeting of the Richland County Fair Committee to order on Wednesday, August 19th at 5 p.m. Richland County Boardroom. Is there proof of notification?
Yep.
Entertain a motion for a 12-point agenda. Motion by Katie Campbell, seconded by David Petrie. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Say nay. Approval of our minutes from our previous meeting. Are there any additions or corrections? Motion by Gary Deaver to approve our minutes. Is there a second? Seconded by Darlene. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Public comments. Is there any public comment?
This would be a great time.
Well, I asked to be on the agenda 2 weeks ago, but I didn't get put on it. So I'm doing the tractor pull at the fair, and I come in here a few months ago. I'm just trying to figure out, what we're charging. I talked to you about it and how we're gonna do it. When I was understanding, we're doing $15 at the pit gate, which would be $5 more than anybody paying there. Trying to figure out food. I got one person that said they bring their truck out there for the derby and the tractor pull. Depending on what they were gonna charge. Tim Holman said he'd bring his trailer out, serve simple food. Because that infield, Erica said that they're gonna pay $5 to go from the pits into the fair. They've already paid 15, that's 5 more than anybody on the grounds. And we want them to reach in their pocket because they can go get food. I'm just trying to figure out, how do you want me to do this and try to keep. And also, am I supposed to be manning the pit gate, or is that something you guys are doing? Because I mean, you guys are getting all that money.
Right, and I guess just so everybody knows, it's $5 to get in the fair. $10 to get in the grandstand, the way I understand it.
Is it 10 to get the
15
grandstand
to
now?
get in the pit, so.
It's supposed to be 5 to get to the grandstand, however, there is
Because
a
you told me
typo
5.
on the website that we did discover today that I am emailing FIS about. So we discovered it probably about an hour ago.
I was just going by what she.
Because as you know, we encourage, I mean, the pits will be full for the tractor pull. At the demo, we only want the demo family out there, so that's where I don't.
Well, and that's,
As far as Tim bringing food, they normally with their insurance don't want anybody in the pits because
That's
of the
fine.
liability.
he just offered to do that
Understood.
tonight.
But yes, for Friday night, the food wise, that's where everybody will be in the grandstand. There'll be, as we know,
Yeah,
15 people. They'll all be in the pits.
Yeah.
So normally we don't talk about or engage in public comment, but I'm allowing it just because you were a vendor or proprietor, entertainment provider for us, and we got such a short time, whatever.
Yeah.
Here, so
I'm just trying to figure out.
we just can't take any action and make a motion off of this stuff right now.
Well,
There was ever one because it wasn't posted. Gate fees are $5 Friday and Saturday. Grandstand fees are $5 Friday night, $15 Saturday night. Pit gate fees are $15 Friday night, $25 on Saturday.
And now, so my question is, so then people that come into the pits, do they have to pay to go over to the fair?
Who keeps the pit gate fee? If we're gonna,
We do.
I was
Then-
never
then
told
they
I got
should-
any of it, so.
and they should, so if we're gonna run the pit gates, then they should be able to just come across without having to pay that extra $5.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Is there a way that we can mark there with a stamp or with a?
they will all get a wristband when they come in. That's why I got to distinguish what color.
that They know if we somehow or other.
My plan as of right now is entrance into the fair gets a wristband. If they're going into the grandstands or to the pit, they will have a UV stamp that we used in the previous years. That worked out pretty well last year. That way we can differentiate between grandstand entertainment and regular fair entry. Now, if they're going there, we can give them both at the same time if we're doing that.
Okay, that or just, even if it's simple, a separate colored wristband, instead of have to have somebody stamp them. That goes into that pit, and if they see that, say it's purple at the gate, white at the pit entrance, they got a white wristband. They pretty much got a free for all to go anywhere. That just saves one person doing two things. And it's up to you guys. I'm just offering what.
I can go through my wristband inventory and see what we have.
You need a beer band, right?
I can get all kind of,
For drinking.
Well, here's
Beer-
one.
Well, yeah.
I can get 3 beer bans. I mean, I can get them free, whether you.
I was gonna say, beer bans we already have. We have a very large stock of that.
I
So-
understand that, but you're gonna be doing it.
So we're gonna do it as at the gate to get into the pit. However, there's that little walkthrough on the fence line next to the grandstand. Somebody's gotta be standing there. There's
That's-
people that wanna leave.
That's where you, yeah.
Yeah, so if they're going in the grandstand, is to whatever, and they wanna go from the grandstand, cause my buddy's over across there in the pit and I wanna go with him. Are we gonna collect that $5 extra to go, or have him go back? Or we're just gonna
I mean,
say,
that's where,
That's where we ran into problems
Last year.
when they filled it for the, it's just hectic right there at the
That,
gate.
we're gonna fix that though. That's a,
we used to just shut that.
we
down.
shut that, and not allow that. That's different, but we'll figure that out. Let's figure this out. 'Cause yeah, that's a
Oh,
whole,
yeah. That there, I mean, I'll figure that out.
so it is a different charge then for the pit versus entrance to the fair and the grandstand?
So what is it?
$5 difference.
So that if they wanna
10 to
go,
the grandstand, yeah, 15 for the pit.
but I'm saying, so that people that are in the pits, they still have to pay more to go into the fair?
No, no.
Because it's $10 for grandstand. If you look at the fair entrance, it's $5. So they're coming into the pit, you're getting that's that $10, and then they're gonna pay that $5 for their entrance to the fair, I guess. So that would be the 15. Since 5, right?
That's what I was.
It's
under
coming
thinking.
from the grandstand out to the pits is where you're, would shortchange your $5. They come in the pit gate, they already paid more than.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you right now, you'll have a quarter of the people in the grandstand who won't come to the pits. I mean, it's sadly, but it's true.
Not yet, it's, well,
Well, I know. I'm just trying to be, you've seen it before. And that's where they come, and that's why it's like, we gotta have some food or something over there. But after, that's where I just don't know what the. The other thing is I wanna know what's expected, all of me. Do like a, you said you got people to do the gates.
I don't think so yet.
That is supposed
I'll
to be
do-
our job to cover.
Done and everything.
We're still looking for people to volunteer.
I mean, I got the track, I got all that stuff taken care of.
So you got all the tracking and whatever taken care of.
I got all that taken care of. I got equipment taken care of. I got all that taken care of.
Will any of that equipment be left or will you take it right away if we needed to build the pit for the demo?
Randy Olson's gonna bring out his stuff.
He is gonna bring it?
Yes.
Okay.
Randy won't say no.
No, I understand. I've got a couple.
The other thing, I got all that equipment that does come there. I got it all lined up. Vesbach Oil's gonna fill everything up with fuel when it's done.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Is
I got that all taken care of.
we don't need a.
He'll donate that. He
We
told
don't
me.
need Premier then.
Vesbach told me this morning he'd take care of that. That's on any of that equipment.
What about the hauling for water?
Fox will donate water to me.
And you'll have a tractor to go get it?
I don't know. I'm just gonna tell you flat out, I don't know how much I'll be available for the demo stuff. Morgan's gonna be selling her steer that night.
We sprayed it down last few years with our trucks, but we just can't have tenders empty. We have a house fire, so.
And the other thing I do got coming, Farner's bringing me a roller and a water truck to water around all the gravel.
Okay.
Friday, so it ain't all dusty around there.
Yeah.
So,
Down the middle and all that.
I mean, I got a lot of stuff lined up already that.
Perfect. That answers a lot of questions. We'll take care of the gate and I guess that's up to you guys about Tim. I don't think we should encourage Saturday night in the pit because
That's fine.
the way the contract reads, it's not benefiting us.
No, and that's fine. I'm just telling you what he said.
Yeah. And I don't know, Trish, that contract that we had a pit, we met before. That one's not signed and I talked to that, what's his name, Grant? Maybe?
There's
What is his name?
Promotions for your demo.
I never got,
I feel copy.
But we'll.
I ain't got my contract back either yet.
No.
I just didn't save that.
Master email.
We're installing.
I don't have a contract back either yet for Southwest Bowlers.
I was gonna say, I went to go send it to you. I do have it. It's in my office right now.
Okay.
So then the only discrepancy right now is the $5.
Well, really discrepancy. I mean, if you're gonna do it like that,
It's just gonna be us having to.
figure out how
add
we're
more
gonna.
Spots. We'll have to just figure that out.
And for the most part, often you're gonna see, if you shut that gate by the grandstand here, you're gonna get a straggler that goes down on the lower end and tries to come in. You ain't gonna stop everybody. I'm just saying, you're not gonna.
Or they're gonna go around the other side.
It's gonna
jump the
happen.
fence, Jump the
I
fence.
mean, but for the most part, you shut the one by the grandstand, that's gonna stop most of it. But the one people can see. But you know what I mean, down by the horse farm, you're
99%
not,
of them go.
you could have somebody go down there and just kind of sit for the first hour or two in a Ranger. Sit there and police that, I guess. I don't know if you got something.
Down by the horse farm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut the one by the grandstand.
We can shut the gate down there, and if they jump it, they jump.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can.
We're
do it.
short staff everywhere else.
And I did mention to Carrie and Scott. I don't know where you guys, Carrie can't do the manure stuff, can he?
That's a big discussion that's gotta be done, with these guys.
Well,
They got Gary's list, what they have, he does.
I don't know what Gary does, but Greg Hilby and I are willing to help get that manure taken care of during the fair.
And we're meeting with another group just after this meeting about some of that stuff.
You know, and I was gonna talk to some more, my daughter's involved with beef, talk to some of these guys and say, hey, give us a hand in the mornings, let's get this done.
Correct.
Or if we gotta do it in the evening, whatever.
No, I can't.
No, and I know, and that's why I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but Scott mentioned to me after last month's meeting that
That's all they're gonna do.
the county wasn't gonna,
If we get.
Bring anybody?
people there, just let them haul it in. It takes 10 minutes to haul.
So let's move on to agenda item number 6, our financial reports.
So I have officially put in the request and do all of our judge payments, entertainment payments, all of that fun stuff. We did have a few issues with them that they were not approved yet. I am hoping that by Monday they can be approved. And then, if all goes well, Sandy will pick those up on Wednesday so that they're all ready to go. And we can have them organized and ready to hand out by that time. So be expecting a large jump for our finances by the next meeting. Otherwise, we also had to re-get our fire extinguisher bills sent back because it was not tax exempt. So that will be coming out as well. I believe those are the large payments that we've had that I'm uploading. That's about all I got right now. We do have another $1,000 sponsorship coming in from Driver. They do want a better space, so.
Also, along with the financial reports, we forgot to put on county board agenda as approval of 15,000 that we normally do for the startup cash.
So the reason why we forgot that, not necessarily forgot, but didn't put it on this agenda was because with how everything's lining up, if we got it on the agenda today, by the time it would have gone to county board, it would have been after the fair, which we would have needed it before that. And it did slip my mind at the last agenda that we were gonna have to have that done. So I do believe Trish is approving that to sign off to get that startup.
And you can go to executive finance and brief them on that and do that. It's not gonna be an issue, just the process wasn't followed. But I do think that there probably needs to be a resolution in September. Kind of, so your books can show that with the auditors, why we did what we did, even though.
System and we didn't do it last.
What's your dollar amount that you're able to approve up to?
10,000. 10,000. Which that's what we've done for the last 2 years, because I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever remembered to do a resolution.
That's what the.
That brings me to you, Tom and Lorna, if you guys want to go through and tell me what our breakdowns are for where we need everything. I'm pretty sure you knew that was gonna be coming. Sounds good.
Anything more on the financial reports? Okay, agenda item number 7 is Fair Board Manual. A, what do we need to do, and B, where will we be?
So as per our last meeting, we really need to figure out what's happening for setup of the fair. And what's going on during the fair that I'm going to need people to man. And what we need to do to make sure everything goes as smoothly as it can. With the reminder that there probably will be some hiccups, but we can be as prepared as possible. So we did look at this manual that I did type up and give to you guys before, listing all the things that are kind of needing to be done beforehand that I wanted to go through and see. For example, I'm not sure, like during for entertainment wise, we had the demo. I know we vaguely talked about it, but like it is in our contract that we are going to be the ones setting up the blocks for the track. So figuring out who's gonna do that, what's happening there. I know for the barns, we do have a list that Gary and Ken provided to us. We are meeting with our superintendents to go over that on Friday. I know we requested for that to be done before this meeting. Scheduling wise, it just did not work out for anyone, so we are meeting up on Friday to discuss that. But everything else, I would like to have a plan in place so that we know where we're gonna be, instead of just wandering around hoping or waiting for somebody to get called. I will say, I do know for the banners and, snow fencing and that all, and the handicap parking and all of that, Brian and Randy will be setting that up the week beforehand, as long as I have everything out in place. However, we do need to get set up of what the garbage is.
Just have to set up garbage, get
Benches.
leave benches out.
Benches out.
You can't put the handicap parking up until all the semis are in from the carnies.
Cause they back. Don't hit them.
So that'll be like after they're all.
They're here Tuesday night, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
by Tuesday, they're already.
Yeah, about
Tuesday nights are
Tuesday
already.
night.
She said the week before, well, that ain't gonna happen.
He's gonna, they're gonna do the fence and stuff that they can, and we've gotta set up. Yeah, you can't put it out a week before, cause you gotta mow, before it anyways.
Otherwise, we also have the yard signs that we had created to be directional signs, because we've had people come in and be like, oh, we know you guys have all these barns, but none of them say like vendor building or anything. So we had directional signs made for that we will need to be put up as well. Usually I will go around and set up all the vendor spots in the building, and that's where I'm at, or setting things up at the office with Sandy. So it's a lot of the set up for the fair, and then of course, which we do have the volunteers coming up, we also need anywhere that we don't have a position filled for running gates or something, that's where I'm going to expect our fair board to be at to step into those positions.
And mowing. So that parking lot needs to be mowed. I know we're not mowing that one back half, but we need that for extra parking. So normally we would, in years prior, we used to have a person come in with a tractor and a hay vine or whatever and cut it more. Then bale it up, and he got to keep the grass. It's cleaned up, and I think that person might be able to come back and do that. This year. The parking lot,
The south parking lot and the east parking lot are not done, and we used to just have it baled the week before. But I mean, the county shop, I think the last couple of years, they just brush hogged it.
Spit shit in.
yeah, towards Brent Gaff.
Always have, that's fine. They've always done it.
By a gap.
Yeah, over by Gaffney.
They've always bailed it up, but again, that's back to the cost part. Are we paying for that out of county shop, or do we just get it done?
Just get it done. I just had somebody call me like 3 weeks ago asking for what their phone was. They could pay them, so I just.
That's cheapest.
And then the creek needs to be mediated too. And that parking lot across the street or whatever, to the north, whatever it is.
You guys will let me just get to go out there and look at it.
If you're good with that, okay, we can talk afterwards, but yeah, sure he would.
They wanted-
Little stuff is like putting the back water stops on all the water faucets, but that can be done any point in time right now.
Most of them are on yet.
Are they?
Just that
Yeah.
there's probably a handful that isn't on there. They left them on last winter.
Yeah, they never, I don't think they ever got taken off.
So you got like a couple in the show barn and
I
there
think,
there isn't many around.
yeah, cause I think they're on at rodeo time.
But yeah, it still needs to be done.
Yeah, and look at them all before they come.
You got UTVs coming or? Yeah. Apparently there's a golf cart, I guess, showing up too, or?
Otherwise, we also have all these signs that we do have to have placed around the fairgrounds during the week of, that's it, our health regulations. Wash your hands, you know, be careful touching animals, things like that, that we need to be placed around all the buildings. It's like we need people to go do that. Which is a much larger project than you would think. Place on all of our hand washing stations, place in the porta potty saying, please wash your hands. Otherwise, we can be written up by the state for that.
We have a map. This sign is supposed to go.
We have a map of the grounds and I believe we do get a map for where the porta potties are all placed. They're separate maps. But
Gary, with your list that you have here with the, you know, being in the barns and stuff. You have anybody lined up for that? Or are you okay with
We don't have anybody lined up for anything.
Jason, well, so how does it work then, I guess? For insurance and liability reasons, you know, operating a skid steer and stuff like that. Does the fair board give approval and they're covered in case, you know, an incident happens or?
So where's the skid steer coming from? Someplace or?
Skid steer is ours.
Randy said that he's bringing his kids here back. It's like we.
And then we do, there is a person that donates, well, Gary donates your tractor, right? Or you can do that this year?
Well, I didn't know if Hillby was gonna, or
He'll be said he could bring tractor and spreader down or whatever.
I imagine he's gonna bring his international, hook up the spreader in one truck.
That's what he said, yeah.
Like one of our superintendents. Earl,
But we always give Hillby or
said
whoever's
that
doing
he
Hillby,
has access to a skid steer.
weekend
Do
passes
that
fair
kind
for
of stuff.
using
But
his
given
spreader.
it's not
Well, this kid's showing though, aren't they?
County employee, that's where we weren't sure.
Look,
If
give
we
him to,
say,
give him to the.
as a committee, we grant you permission, is it, are things covered on that?
He's also told her he's a superintendent.
I know before they always said you had to be a county employee.
Well, they,
you know, in order to-
who's gonna clean it after the fair?
Who's gonna clean
Well,
cars
that's,
after
we
the
talked
fair?
about it, but I don't know how fast it's gotta be done because
It's
we
gotta
both
be
got
done.
jobs to work.
Yeah, but
It ain't gonna be something that's gonna be done in one day.
No. I
It
mean,
takes
we
us
always did,
3
as long as
days.
It's gonna be done by the time,
we'll have
Wheels
some-
of Time gets here,
When's that?
first week in October.
Oh, it'd be done by then, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be something me and him would do after work each night and
Yeah, 'cause
Also, I talked with Earl Wallace and a couple other
Yeah.
guys, and we said, you know, we gotta have health this year. And Earl said, well, if I can drive skid steer, that's, you know,
Never even talked.
so we're trying to get the animal guys to help out.
well, we talked about even pushing it closer to the middle.
Well,
Just
they
go down the
did
middle.
that last year. so-
But yeah,
They pulled
they pulled it away, but you can't,
Yeah.
I mean, when it says D,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll,
it took Gary and I and Dean 3 days to
Yeah.
embark.
But that's something we'll talk with them and then we'll.
I know, I never.
Yeah, you should be able to figure something out as a board and let them have use of the skid steer, right? I mean, isn't it just?
So is it, if I have a skid steer donated, is it of an issue if I'm on it?
Well, if you have it donated, then that's your donation, that it's your liability.
Well, yeah, this was never an issue before when I was doing
Yeah.
stuff, so. I'm just saying, I was around this stuff a lot of years, and this was never an issue. But, I mean,
We don't wanna deter help because we don't have any help, so if we
I'm
got
not- I
help,
mean, if I'm doing something, I ain't
we
coming.
take, to get it done, right?
Yeah, I'd let anybody who wants to help.
You
Amen.
have to.
We don't
Yeah.
have,
What about the wood chips then?
I did talk to Randy Olson and I talked to the sawmill and they are all set up. They know exactly what's happening. They have a pickup date. Everything is organized.
Okay,
What about those shaving?
Only 2 loads this year. Last year they brought 5 loads, dumped them all at once. You had 3 loads right in front of, between the show barn and the beef barn. Had to have the county come down with a big end loader and move them for a half a day, cause I couldn't get them done for traffic. So you need one towards the Gasser Arena on the grass on that corner right there where they always are. And then another one so they can get into the beef barn. And then make arrangements that if you need another one or something, you can bring one. But that 5 loads all at once was an absolute disaster.
We don't use it. so
You don't
we
use
Bring our own stuff.
2 loads that one year did it all.
I was gonna say, I think.
Is that
that's
something,
why we
Sandy, we
did
can talk to
extras
superintendent?
Because the meat animal sales committee asked for extra, 'cause they said that it was never enough what we had.
I think they're gonna have to.
They're all over the grounds. you know. Riley put them out. They're out on track. When it was wet. Can we talk to superintendents? Because if everybody's bringing their own shavings and stuff, then we don't eat as much.
Well, 2 loads, like you say.
A lot of people, well,
You need-
not all of us, not all of them will bring their own. There's a lot of people.
I understand that, but we don't need to have stuff, because that takes a lot of time moving it.
I would say half to 3/4 of your beef exhibitors will use.
The beef chips are pretty much necessary. Because if you try cleaning wet sawdust off that ground, it is hard.
No, I get it. I'm just
I
saying,
mean-
how many are coming, and we had way too much, and then if you just got your skid steer with a small bucket, it takes forever to move that stuff out of the
Oh,
boat.
really?
I've done it for years too, Gary, so I know. I just don't know who's coordinating, bringing the stuff. How
I wouldn't
much?
get any more than 2 loads of that chips.
And where
Do
did
you have a list of how many you got last year? Just cut it in half.
He said about 5.
They dropped 5 loads.
Well, not last year, the year before, we did 2 loads, they asked us to get 2 extra loads this year. Or
Last year.
last year,
Then
Who
we
did?
did way too
the
many.
meat animal sale company, because they said that the 2 loads was not nearly enough.
And the
We're
beef
gonna
barns
talk
are
to
the
them
ones
in an
that
hour.
use the chips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out. We're gonna meet with them in
2 loads.
1 hour.
the sawdust you want down by the dairy farm.
Well, you guys just have to let me know if I was thinking.
Whatever you're willing to help with, we want help.
Well, yeah, I just, so,
Which also,
we will make sure the manure's taken in. We
Perfect.
talked about it today. Like I said, as long as it don't have to be done, say by Wednesday, the following week, if we both are working, we'll work at it as fast as we can and. I got somebody that'll donate a bigger skid steer too, if it matters, and I take that in there.
And you gotta pile all them chips in the show barn. All the
Yeah.
sawdust.
All
they
sawdust
keep
has to
there.
be pushed off to the
Oh,
side.
So that's the last thing that needs done because they put water on that all the weekend. So if you do that,
Oh,
once
and-
it kind of dries out.
Yeah, I do, so like the sawdust and the chips that are in there.
No, they
No, the
don't.
show barn.
The shavings,
Shaving.
those cedar shavings or whatever.
Cedar shavings. you're-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, I was
no,
gonna say,
no,
I'm
All
chips.
get piled back up.
Yeah.
They save.
Yeah.
Otherwise. it
Well,
can't
and
be
if I got
used.
questions, I can call you.
I'll be around.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
yeah.
oh, you're around the coaches, I mean,
Yeah.
whatever, so. I-
then it's gotta be raked. And I can come up and rake. I usually do all the raking. Just let me know when you're going up there and I can rake as you guys go.
Plan on talking to other people. that-
Yeah.
we put it in an order. Have they gotten to us yet? Not necessarily, but we did put it in order. Another thing that we really have to look at too, and these are smaller things, but they do have to be done during fair week, is getting the beer tent set up and getting all the signs up for that. Or, our entryways, we have to get the table set up over there with the canopy tent over top of them and get those areas set up as well. But you don't want to do that too early because if there's a storm, it's down. So that's other things that we need set up during fair week that I'm gonna need help with. So I'm not sure when you guys are available, but if you are available, I have these requests, like you guys are at the fairgrounds, either coming to me asking what still needs to be done. If we don't have anything, I can tell you. Yes.
Well, I don't have anything assigned to me yet. And some of these tasks, especially if there's needing to be a point person, then we need to talk. I'll be a point person. I'm self-employed. So I can make myself available to at least try to get some of this stuff done fairly.
So,
And
question, are you having beer tent or we're gonna put it under?
Well, okay, beer tents, but this idea of I got signs and a banner to put up.
Oh, you got a banner.
Yes, but we also need to put the table and the blockades up around that to make it legal
Yep.
to serve from that area. And so that's stuff that does need to be set up for.
Did you order your?
We weren't able to. But also that is another discussion that We don't want to open a box of beer and re-put it into something if we don't have to. Once we open a box of beer,
Yeah.
we pay for the whole box.
Yeah.
So we gotta be very careful with how we do that. We don't wanna just dump 5 boxes of Miller Lite into the thing. Just to make sure it's full.
Do you want me to build a beer bunker?
If you have the time.
Cause,
Also, it depends on what the budget is because
the other supervisor that's.
Steve Meyer.
Yeah, he's got a couple of tubs. He's gonna donate, and I can just grab one of them and build a frame with some casters on it.
I just know that we don't have a whole lot of budget to spend on that. So we gotta be very, very careful on
Yeah.
it.
I may even rob this.
If we need anything, I'm a maintenance, I'm a maintenance person, so I have tools, I've got ladders and equipment and
But my
things.
request right now.
Sell beer?
But I'm gonna sell beer too, aren't I have a certificate I need to get to you.
Yes, so that's also another thing is if we need hands selling beer, then I will send you there. Right now, I have 4 or 5 people who have offered to volunteer for that specifically. They don't wanna run gates. So if I need somebody to run gates, that's where I'm gonna ask you guys.
You send the beer helpers to me,
And maybe I'll.
Uh-huh.
I can-
So is-
I've asked Ray.
Beer only in the beer tent, or is it?
No, it'll be in the grandstands.
What's gonna have to be in the pit for the poll, or you won't sell any. Friday night, you need to be underneath Justice Building.
During the meat animal sale auction, we make a little area over there to sell.
Are we gonna do that?
Those are our big areas. We will move some beer over to you guys somewhere.
No, I'm just saying, no, that's good that. There's lots of buyers that actually commented on that, believe it or not. As much as, I know some people did like it, but what do they do at State Fair when their kids are there and it's all around them?
Get kind of a perception. They
That's
don't,
usually what
they
happens.
don't want to, put grease selling alcohol.
Well, no, so I already have people to sell alcohol.
Okay,
I do not need that covered. I need our gates covered.
Okay.
So if you can talk them into working our gates for a 4-hour shift or a 2-hour shift even,
I'll get back.
that would be amazing. That is what I need right now. We have 4 gates that we need to cover right now. From 9 AM to roughly 9. But during the week of Fair Week, Monday, I'm pretty sure Sandy, I'm not sure about Sandy, but I know that last year I was at least on the fairgrounds on Sunday. I will probably be there Sunday again because we have a lot of setup to do. If you guys can make it, I request at least noon be there so that we can go through everything and make sure everything is set up. And if you don't know what needs to be done, or if you don't know where things are at, you can come to my office and I can tell you. Otherwise, we need help.
Sunday or Monday, do you want somebody there at noon?
We will have a bunch of the animal people moving in on Sunday. So if you wanna help with that, I'm not sure where they're gonna need the help there. Otherwise,
They usually don't need help. That's all that.
They don't need any help. We don't-
okay,
There's nobody around.
The only thing that you
Tuesday.
need help for is if somebody's there with the skid steer.
Yeah.
I don't think
There's
there's
been
going
people
to
that have
be
been-
Labor Day, so.
Labor Day is Monday, so it's pretty light out.
It's Monday on Labor Day. It was always busy.
That's when I went over to
Yeah.
the skid steer.
otherwise, if you guys wanna come out on Monday, that would be preferable.
Like there's
We also have
benches.
to set up like the camp
Yeah.
spots for everybody so that when they go pull up,
Yeah.
they know where they're camping.
Yeah.
It's a lot of small tasks, but it's a lot of tedious tasks that need to be done that take up
So
time.
high, you're gonna get some work
I
done.
can do some of those things.
Got it.
It's handy.
The skid steer will be there.
I was like, what's a bobcat? I hope not.
Skid steer, Bob.
But then again, if we only have one skid steer, I'm not sure who's gonna be fighting over it.
He was saying he was gonna bring a skid steer.
I'll have,
Okay,
That's what he.
so,
But we've never got involved with that. I mean, just our skid steer.
I do,
No, I understand, but they've done it too.
yes.
Absolutely. I mean,
Both.
from a committee side, maybe you, Junior, but overall committee not setting up. They're putting up their banners and their.
That's true.
Banners.
That's nothing to do with
Yeah,
us.
We don't
No.
do that.
We don't do anything.
We just do the wood chips.
That's correct.
Wood chips, unload big round bales of straw,
Yep.
hay, you
Yep.
name it, I unloaded it all week long, so
Yep.
don't say I
Probably
didn't.
gonna.
No, I know that.
I get it, but if Gary, if we don't have that there and you're not available, they have 7 skid steers in an hour when it flooded. They have skid steers, they're farmers. It's not really on us. We're having a hard time
Say
getting.
no.
We're having a meeting with them here in an hour to share that stuff.
And the only reason why we were doing that before was because it was a liability issue. Where our insurance company said that we needed to do all that stuff. And we didn't want them taking their UTVs and bringing it on the grounds when we shut that down for safety.
30 feet up.
So that's why we would go. with
We
it.
actually had somebody,
You're right.
staff.
That'd be like, oh, it's
they
fine.
were hired, Warren was hired,
We're-
Junior was hired. Those people were, that was their job. We don't have that now.
Designate, this is where we're
I mean,
at.
you filled in for that, but before you, that was all done because we had staff, so. That's just my thoughts.
Also, for our new people, just for back measures, if during setup at all, you guys have a spare 5-10 minutes that you can come to my office and we can go through safety protocols and things like that that are useful to know, such as if a child disappears, you guys are prepared as to what to do and the proper calls to make.
We have radios.
We do have radios. We own our own radios. We own our own radios.
FYI, I happen to be an amateur radio. Just was the president of an amateur radio.
We do have our own, we have
Sure.
gate radios. Usually what we
I'm
do is we
surprised
put one on
people
each gate.
look like-
I get one.
I'm just saying they work, that's because
We
we,
usually gave Gary one, so whoever's out wanting to help me and all of that stuff will probably have one for like, you know, trash pickup, people who need the extra hands.
Is that command post gonna be out there?
Lisa. That's Canadian.
Command post is ours.
who would be running that?
I don't know, we have a first aid thing out there. We at least need to get a defibrillator and a couple medical box out there for
I've asked for
smaller
years, they
instances.
haven't done anything yet.
We used to get them from Gudgeon.
Say they won't bring an ambulance out during the actual fair unless it's only for the grandstands, otherwise we're getting charged per hour.
I understand that, we still need a defibrillator.
Yeah.
Because if somebody goes down, so we gotta grab that and. it's crowded.
I was gonna say, if we can get the command post, that's great. It's been there every year. Usually, I'm pretty sure he usually brings that out.
It just was there and like,
He does like. other-
normally we let people into the fair if they had on their EMS shirt or their first responder EMR shirt. Let them into the fair, as long as they reported to the office and said, hey, we're on the ground. So
Don't they
there was a
still-
medical event that they needed to respond to it. That's why that command post was there, so they can go and use it or whatever.
Don't they store that at the fairgrounds? Yeah. But if you guys can please, like I said, I've already said it before, please, at least noon on Monday, so we can start getting these things done. Whatever's not done, we work on Tuesday, and things need to be set up by Wednesday.
But we got benches that we gotta put out, so we need skid steer for that to carry, because those benches are heavy.
That's what you used that little one for.
Yeah.
He had the benches out before Brian did, was it, no, Randy didn't know where they went back.
But some of the metal ones go out with pieces and everything else.
Before the weekend auction, we have to get that building set up as well. But that's during the fair thing, but we'll have to have extra hands for that.
What do we have to do?
What building for the meat animal sale?
Sure.
No, that's done by the meat animal
We
sale
don't do
committee.
anything with
You
that.
guys don't have to do nothing to do with that.
No.
So,
No.
Well, Gary always
We're-
put the
we're over there
benches
to-
in
yeah, see? You
You-
gotta do something.
Some of the bleachers.
The
Bleachers.
wooden bleachers.
But otherwise, they put all the chairs in the.
Right, they do all the rest of it.
I put the bleachers in, everybody else does the chairs.
Okay.
Hopefully does the sawdust and stuff, with a little bit of help, kids.
And the gates,
And
kids put up the gates or whatever.
tables are brought down on Saturday for the beef producers to put up. And chairs. You don't have to put them up, they put them up, gotta be delivered there.
You have our little area, then they got their registration that they need tables for.
We
and
need
then
tables
they have
inside.
tables inside just for all the food that they do for the fires. Bank, they have their little.
Yeah, one here, one out here, which is free.
We have to clean out the AV Miller building before people move in there, because it becomes a mess through the winter shockingly.
That, as long as you get barns open, building open.
Usually during that moving, that entire week, we open up all the buildings and we leave them open.
I used to have a booth in there many
Yeah,
years. I had a booth in And it was always clean my own spot.
If you can find
How
something
many,
ready, you
Trish,
should
how
have one
many
again.
hours do we have, like, Ryan and Randy, like, to blow that building, I mean, that kind of stuff, or we
They can use those kind of like mowing beforehand.
blow out the building, I mean, that's just grabbing a blower and.
Right. Can you just give me that list of what we want them to do?
Yeah.
before, So that they can have time then.
So that brings me to, I know we are all very busy. If we can get that list by Friday, or if somebody else wants to do it within the next week, because I will be gone next week, and if we want to set up by the week before, that would be the following week.
Set up one.
We want to get like the building blown out or something the week before, we need that list. We're gonna need that list by next week, and I will not. be here next week. That's what it meant. So,
Yeah, you didn't have to be Friday?
yes, so basically everything they can think of that needs to be done that we want their help with, these have to be by Friday. That's what I'm asking.
And you probably seen them, the bleachers are still in the grandstand. We don't take them out of there. Them are the big heavy ones. We left them up there so we don't have to every year take them up there. Like for rodeo and everything and dirt drag and, so they're up there already in the handicap part.
Oh, why don't you?
Yeah.
The morning of the fair, or every morning during the fair, after the grandstand events, we're gonna have to clean off the grandstands as well. We usually have had volunteer groups come do that. I have not had anybody agree to it yet this year. So that will come down to us doing that as well, unless we find more volunteers.
What about the garbages during the fair? too?
We are going to talk to the superintendents about that on Friday.
So what's his face still living around here? I haven't seen him.
Superintendents are gonna be responsible for the garbages.
But we're going to ask them to, if they see a garbage getting full, lift it up, put it outside so that we can easily just drive through and pick it up.
And there's gonna have to be bags around them.
We are going to have bags and all
Like
that.
Gary said, mentioned about,
Some
there's some
vendors-
bags in there
some
for you
vendors
guys
are
in
heavy.
the barns.
Mm-hmm.
Vendors are really bad. I mean, within 10 minutes, you go around and they're full again.
Sell that sweet corn or whatever that corn is, and
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
that's heavy.
Yeah. Flies.
Well, it's the like current.
Jason, what about Marvin Bannister? You still talk to him? Is he even around here?
I just said the name about, what, 10 minutes ago?
Marvin Bannister.
Oh.
Well, there's people that'll come out here and they'll run their tail off and work, but you gotta let them in for free.
Usually you give.
Throw them a free, something for a free meal or something like that.
Steak
they'll-
sandwich and a 12-pack of Mountain Dew.
I'm just saying that, yes.
They always did have a free meal
You
ticket.
know, Marvin come out when I did the summer nationals and he cleaned that grandstand and granted, he went through he took care of the garbages through the whole event for me. Did everything.
he's a hard worker.
Yeah, he
And in
did.
the end, you know, I handed him $100 bill and gave him all the free food he wanted and you thought I would have gave him $1,000. I'm just saying, he was,
At one year, he said, I never had a steak sandwich. He goes, I really like a steak sandwich. Gave him 2.
Yeah.
And a 12-pack of Mountain Dew.
I'm sure Leo would know how to get a hold of him. I got a hold of him.
See, we got, well, the 4-H is at fair. We got the 4-H do it for rodeo. $400 we pay 'em.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're gonna have to make a donation to somebody to get them to do it. That's the thing.
That's like your gates. A lot of people got donations to their, thing for gates and now
Thing is, that adds up to being a lot just to cover 4 dates. Cause then by that point, other groups hear about it and they all wanna be paid and we just. It becomes a lot.
What do we got for sponsor money?
If we do the pit, the one gate, the side gate, and then if we're gonna keep the barn gate open. I understand the concerns there, I couldn't want to. Like. See, that's what I was saying. I said that after people go in and feed from 7 to 9, we just shut that gate down. But there's not really a way to stop people from walking in.
Is there a couple days that are free gate?
Thursday and Sunday.
Thursday and Sunday.
So you just basically, we gotta worry about Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
You know, I never got an answer either, though. If we have a food vendor come into the pits, what's it gonna cost?
I already talked to Tim about it, I told him 250.
Okay, you did talk to him.
I did talk to him,
I haven't talked to him in a week because I was at state fair and stuff, so
I told him 250.
that answers that question.
And you did say it's got 2 porta potties, right?
Yes,
Cars.
we did do that.
Good.
And you got porta potties.
Yep, we signed the contract back in what, February? We were ahead on
You
that
gotta
one.
go to work with it.
Better be,
Giant porta potties by the pole, they wanted to know.
should be, I would say,
2.
no,
Half a dozen.
I was just gonna say 6
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
there's-
minimum.
There's usually some over there. Yep, you need them, yeah.
Basically, they asked, last year we were good on what we had. Last year, everything I was told by everybody worked out perfectly. I told them what we did last year, do the exact same thing.
Got new people running it, so.
But they still have all the documentation from it. We sent it over to, they have the same understanding.
We actually signed the agreement with the previous
Yeah.
people.
Cause she's called me 4 times on the ones we had because she didn't, it was a big mix up. I feel sorry for her.
Who takes care of the sheep, wash rack? Is that all up and working or?
Yeah, Banker, Steve Baker is one. He's got a little, from what I understand, a little more work to do on it, but he did all of it out there last summer before this. So I know they said they have a few more. It's more stuff to do, but.
There's been groups working, there's been new lights put in, new ends of barns, there's stuff getting done.
They want, I don't know if anybody said anything, but.
Right, milk house.
No, they're not gonna have milk cows. I'm not, if anybody brings milk cows, they have to milk it and take it home. Because they said it was gonna cost too much to upgrade it or to, you know, bring it up to par. And it's- no more of the milk cows that come to someone. So I talked to Jody and he told me.
Mark's always got it. I'm running.
So they're not gonna do it. They said there's no reason to really, they're ready to just take the milk home. Nobody knows. One other thing is the rabbit people, well, I think it's Mean Animal Sale wanted to put, a sign on this end of the rabbit barn. Put horse, you know, like rabbits, poultry, horses, so that everybody knew what was in that barn. So I don't think that's an issue, but I just said, you know, we need to talk to somebody about it.
When the animals start coming in Thursday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. They all come in on Wednesday.
Do we have that process that we're gonna do before? Everybody brings them in and then the vet goes around
Yeah,
or
yeah.
we're
We've already
checking them
talked-
before they?
We've already talked to Dr. Christine. She's all set. She knows exactly what needs to happen. Even all the health changes, because there have actually been quite a few health changes for all the animals this year. She's all up to date on all of it, so.
Pigs don't have to be tested, dairy
My-
cattle don't have to be tested.
Poultry do have to be tested.
New poultry have to be tested,
More testing than usual.
but other than
Would we accept where they could put in
What's that?
testing poultry for diseases before?
Well, that's the thing. They all have to be tested before. They have to fill out a vet checks sheet. And they are not allowed on the grounds without that sheet. Our vet already knows that. She goes around and does all of her testing and grabs all the sheets, organizes them. Because then if we happen to be inspected by the state, which happens occasionally randomly, we have all the documentation. Last year they did come by and they said that they were very impressed. We only had a few minor issues, being like one missing horse paperwork. And then also with this new testing for poultry that hadn't been really, made aware to people. So they're like, oh, it's been a lot of issues throughout the entire state with that. And so they were giving us informed information on it that we had already taken care of.
That's Deb Chigar, right?
No,
She does the inspection for that?
no, it's a state vet.
Oh, yes.
I think they have to have the certificate. When they come in, they've been tested.
You got fire extinguishers? They're all good?
They're all good.
Up and do those exit lights work?
It'll be inspected on Thursday. Officer.
All of our inspections that need to be done have been done and very, very peculiar about safety hazards.
Did they inspect the grandstand?
It's being done. It's lined up to be done. It is skinny.
Anything else on agenda item number 7? Item number 8 is volunteers. Kind of already touched on that.
So I pulled it up onto our thing. It's on the first tab. Yeah, right there, the second tab. So this is currently where we're standing with our volunteers that have signed up. As you can see, there are lots of 0 out of however many. Those are all the shifts I need. So please, I beg you, this is my desperate plea, please talk to your family, your friends. I have friends driving an hour here to help out, but I can only get so many people. I only know so many people. Please talk to your groups and everybody, get people here.
Is there any sponsor money that's come in that you can donate to these groups to have them spots filled?
That's a great question. It depends on how many groups we're looking at.
Do you have sponsor money or?
Not that we use towards that.
I'll just.
I think we have maybe $500 to spend on that, maybe, and even that's a pushy amount.
Even when we did pay, they had a phone time. I'm trying to find volunteers,
Why not?
so it's. Lose people so many times. It's like,
It's hard to find volunteers anymore. We can't even get them.
Hey Trish, you should talk to your friends in the county and see which ones you can pressure into working.
Coordinator update?
So Sandy already vaguely touched on this and I forgot about it until she said it. Heather and Jody are coming back to help as superintendents for this year because the one that they suggested it was a gray area, and turns out she did tell us this last week that she is no longer interested in being superintendent. So we did message them asking if they were helping out for another year. Otherwise, the fair is in less than a month now. We're getting there. Be prepared to have, I will have agendas posted. We will have a meeting every day during the fair. That way we can discuss anything that might come up, things that might be an issue. We do have vague topics, so if there's an emergency thing we need to discuss, such as approving one animal, we can do that. Otherwise, like I said, I'm getting all of our payments processed. We have a meeting with the superintendents this Friday. We were all invited to a meeting, if any of you are available, at 7 p.m. at the fair office to talk with the meat animal sale committee, different from our superintendents. Some people who are superintendents are on that meeting though. But they want to be able to discuss the meat animal sales and all the barn things with us and have more of an idea on their end as to what's happening. Otherwise, I think those are the big things right now. Just be prepared for the fair.
Maintenance and grounds?
I don't have anything on that right now.
Your agenda items, so we're gonna start having some meetings during the fair, so.
Say when's the buggy showing up for the testing? You get some testing buggies, are you?
Tuesday. They don't work Mondays. It's always Tuesday morning. They don't work Monday.
They'll have Tuesday after the fair to pick up all the grounds, garbage.
They usually pick them up Sunday.
If anybody has any extra stabbers to drive around.
No, they won't.
pick up-
They don't work Monday.
They don't work
Sundays and
Monday.
Mondays. They don't
Unless
pick up
Garrett
till
needs them
Tuesday.
or something, he'll get them Tuesday morning. Usually keep the keys and I went down and met him. And he
So
just
then
kept
you
them.
down, they storm in the
It's
show
Monday.
barn.
We throw them in the show barn.
Lock it up.
Oh, maybe that's why I never see
Depends
them
on
when
if
I
he
come
gets
back
driver.
next day. I was like,
He's got a driver.
People have drivers, they'll come.
Hey,
It's-
Yes, I have.
for a motion for adjournment.
I guess I have two questions on that before you get to adjournment. Maintenance and grounds, we talked about the grandstand. Is the committee, Trish, like worry about the budget? Are we, like we talked about the grandstand on the west end as far as work, or is that all gonna be done by county? And then the draw gate, I call it, where you go out to the horse track, that's all eroding. We've had it done before. Randy Olson did it, for quote wise, it didn't make sense for the county to do it. Is that something that we've got money to budget? Because as it rains, that all erodes and it's getting really narrow. It did, but I didn't know who was. They're gonna do it, okay. Yeah, the retaining wall. Okay.
I was gonna say, I wanted to wait until the meeting after this, once we're in September, so we can focus on the fair for now, and then after that, go into meetings, either way, it's not gonna be next week.
Expectation though, Randy and Brian will do all the weeding and everything. The committee don't have to do that.
Yeah, I can talk to.
That would be great.
And around the,
Just because I brought my, I mean, I've had to do that several times with my own equipment too. That would help.
and out in the pit area. From those blocks and everything.
All the blocks,
The tractor pull and.
all that needs done.
Perfect.
It's mold out there.
All right, so, motion for adjournment, motion by Randy,